You know, man, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I think game 2 is a little early for a full-blown crash out, don't you? That is why you are the one with the hat, and I am Steve! Is that an insult or a compliment? Yes! Let's go! It starts with an A and ends with anxiety. Off the charts levels of passion! That's just a nightmare! With you wherever you are, welcome to LFR. Leafs! Lose 6-3 to the Detroit Red Wings. I want to thank the Detroit Red Wings, I really do. Because they were like, poor Steve, you know, we have to subject him to a game that's going to make him really sad. But if we lose, then he's going to have to do victory puppies and pay tribute to his dog who's not alive anymore. So we're going to do him a favor. Please don't judge me. We all grieve differently. No, you know what? We're going to get real philosophical with this one. It doesn't have to be a full-blown crash out, but there's going to be a little bit of that. But first, NHL Fantasy Stars is back for the 2025-2026 season. You can download NHL Fantasy Stars from the Apple Store or on Google Play. It's the beginning of the season. Get in there! It's free to play and it runs daily so you can play it anytime. Miss the thrill of opening packs of hockey cards? Well, NHL Fantasy Stars is the game you want to play. You can get gold cards, silver, base, and the very rare All-Star. We're gonna open one right now and see what it get. Okay, I'm gonna open a gold pack right now. Here we go. Wah! My 3 cards are Jason Robertson, left wing. I don't have him. Philip Forsberg, left wing. I don't have him. And Anton Lundell. Anton Lundell is only a silver? Yeah, I'll be taking that. Thank you very much. I'll be dressing them against the Leafs, but you know. Become the GM of your own NHL hockey team. You can buy and sell and trade players. Don't forget to set your lineup. Take me on if you think you're so good. It's daily contest, so you can join at any time. Right now, there's a new season offer. You can get a 10-player pack for free. Most packs have 3. So download NHL Fantasy Stars today from the Apple Store or Google Play, or click the link in the description of this video. Now, where was I? Oh no, the Leafs suck! Okay, that might be too much. It might be too much. Because listen, first period of that game, nothing to complain about, in my opinion. Perfect is different from nothing to complain about, by the way. You could always find things to complain about. That's not hard. Hey, your goalie had to make a few saves. Yeah, you don't complain about it. You got shot by a couple shots. Meh. At the end of the day, what did the Leafs do? They went to the net! They banged, they crashed, they got their opportunities, and they buried them! Calle Järnkrok goes to the net and he steals a goal away from Nicolas Waugh. Calle Järnkrok gets 2 goals in 2 games. Hilarious. And then, Morgan Rielly! Look at Morgan Rielly continue to go. He throws it on. It's a perfect tip from Nicolas Waugh, who should have 2 goals in this game in 1 period, and it's 2-0 Leafs. So Anthony Stolarz is making a bunch of saves. We like that. Rielly is continuing to produce offense. We like that. You're still getting production. That's a tough word, apparently, from your depth. Calle Järnkrok. Waugh gets his first as a Leaf. Goodness gracious, that's a lot to like. Second period rolls around and the Leafs decide, what if we do none of these things? They get outshot 15-9, which I thought was generous. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if we wake up tomorrow and they've adjusted it to actually be 30-5. All the passes that the Red Wings weren't able to connect in the first period, like, it was bad. Oh, they started connecting on all of them. The first one, Patrick Kane finds Marco Kaspar. That's a snipe. The second one, Rielly doesn't look great trailing Larkin, but it's a catastrophe from everybody. So here's what happens. Rielly is chasing Larkin. Larkin is a very strong skater, and Larkin gets away from him a little bit. Larkin goes to hook a pass through the slot, like right across the blue paint, and it hits Nicolas Waugh either in the foot or the stick or both. So it's a bit of a broken play, but Larkin gets it back, and he feeds Lucas Raymond, who's wide open. What on earth is this? What is this? How is Raymond that? What? Why? Why, any of you, why? I hate plays like this. I hate visuals like this. There are 4 of you and 3 of them. Why is this bad? Yeah, it was a bit of a weird bouncing play, but if you're talking, this doesn't happen. And now your 2-0 lead, poof, it's gone. And the third one, you do have to give credit. Alex DeBrincat, this is a wonderful feed to Patrick Kane with a great finish. What are any of you doing? Who is doing what? Kane, wide open. Dude in the corner, wide open. The rest of you, there generally. By the end of the second period, the Leafs are getting severely outshot, severely outchanced. They don't deserve to win the game, and that's handy because they're not! Now, the rant that is going to come once I finish talking about the rest of this game wouldn't happen if the third period continued the way we all thought it would. Morgan Rielly makes a great defensive play and advances the puck up the ice. Max Domi backs the Red Wings up. Rielly joins the rush, takes some D-men with him, and Domi scores a goal very similar to the one that he scored in overtime in Game 2 against the Sens. Domi scores a goal. It is very notably not his first goal of the season in December. It's in October, which is a huge improvement from the past couple years. The Leafs have tied the game. It's very early in the third. The second period, I hope that was a one-off. Yes, look, it is. And thank goodness he scored that goal because the Leafs got a power play to start the third period. Their first of the game. Hooray. And it's Austin Matthews with an errant high stick on Ben Sherratt canceling out the power play. First of all, Matthews should be able to do whatever he wants to Ben Sherratt and not get called for it. Detroit fans confused by this, don't worry, it's got nothing to do with you and everything to do with 2021 against the Montreal Canadiens. Colin Campbell's kid didn't even work for the Montreal Canadiens at the time. It was just officiating and the Department of Player Safety being bad in general. Remember, kids, cross-checking someone in the face is bad unless it's two Habs doing it to Wayne Simmons at once. By the way, everyone, I've been through it. You don't have to become a better version of yourself. You can stay mad. I plan on dying mad. Anyway, Leafs tie it up. That made me not mad. Oliver Ekman-Larsson penalty, mad. Man, that guy takes way too many penalties. He did last year, and he continues to do it this year, and I wish he would stop. Lucas Raymond, who's sick. He's just so sick. He's such an underrated player because the Red Wings have been so bad for so long, but Lucas Raymond is for real. Scores on the power play, and all those nice feelings that you had for like a few minutes, they're all gone. So, okay, we just got to tie it up again. We already tied it up once, and Max Domi, there he is right there. He's about to get a break. Max? So, let's start to blend into the end of the game and the rant that I want to go on. Things about this team need to change. Like, fundamentally. I believe they called it the DNA of the team. The third and fourth line, whichever one you think is the third and whichever one you think is the fourth, have to be offensive factors on the team this year. In the past, they've been defense first. They can still be defense first. You have to score. They have been. Järnkrok has 2 goals through 2 games. No one saw that coming. Waz got 1, we like that. Domi got 1, we like that. But part of the next step, or part of, not even the next step, part of holding this team together is going to be guys shedding their reputation. If you are a player whose reputation is you need to be defensively sheltered, Max, you need to shed that. If you are a player who has a reputation for taking bad penalties, Max, you need to shed that! He takes one, and it was bad and not good, and luckily the Leafs kill it. But really, honestly, truthfully, on a night where Cam Talbot did not look sharp, when did the Leafs really test him in the third after the Red Wings went up 4-3? Talbot makes a play to Edvinsson, who just a long distance empty netter. It's hard to even be mad at that. It's just impressive. Kopp added another empty netter and just go home, I guess, after losing. Here's where I'm going from all this. I'm going to use 2 people from 2 different NHL teams who both hate each other a lot. The first quote is from a member of the Colorado Avalanche. The next quote is from a member of the Detroit Red Wings. Here is Colorado Avalanche superstar Nathan MacKinnon, one of the best players in the world, talking in a playoff press conference before the Avalanche ended up winning the Cup in 2022. Nathan MacKinnon's Game 6 post-game press conference was something. He's quoted as saying, "I'm going into my 9th year next year and haven't won shit." Okay, great. Keep that in mind. I thought this was very interesting the other day and very underrated. Detroit against Montreal in their first game of the season stunk and lost. And Todd McClellan, the coach of the Detroit Red Wings, in his first October with the Detroit Red Wings, because he was a late ad last year, had this to say after the loss. The players will say they probably have already said to you, we can fix this. When? It's time. Some of them have been doing it for years. It's time. You know what? It's game 2. Maybe it's too early to make huge proclamations about the team and what's right about it and what's wrong about it. But it is never too early to be a better version of yourselves. It is never too early to take notes, and it is never too early to take lessons from those notes and apply real life action to those notes. Nathan McKinnon was talking about heading into year 9 and he hasn't done anything. Austin Matthews is in year 10. It's year 10. Did he have the worst game? I don't know if he's getting paid money. Listen, a lot of people are doing the Marner thing already, and it was exhausting before the season even began. Austin Matthews scored goals long before Mitch Marner was on his line. He scored 60 goals in this league twice. He's scoring over the course of his entire career at a higher rate than Alexander Ovechkin. I think he knows what he's doing. That being said, is the standard that Austin Matthews should be held to. And it's not just him. Riley made big proclamations about wanting to be better. Like up and down. More up than down, but some up and down. Willie has got way more to give this team. I know his night was a little screwed up because he was double shifting with the fourth line that's sort of the third, that weird Franken line that I hate. Still getting his cookies, but like again, I don't know. Are you satisfied with good enough? Matthews didn't have an awful game. Like, he had 6 shots on goal. He had 3 blocks. Under 50% in the face-off dot. How many of those shots were actual chances? I'm going to go with 1. And when John Tavares was getting popped in the face by one of the Red Wings in the third period, there's Austin skating around, no partner. The captaincy means you're the captain. The captain does not stand for guy who scores the most goals. It stands for captain. The depth of this team has picked up their socks. That's great to see. But we're only going off of 2 games there. And if we're going off of 2 games here, that's 2 games where your best player, one of the best players in the world, has looked ordinary. And I would apply that to Willie. And at times I would apply that to Riley as well. Now, I'm not going on a huge rant saying that they suck. This team just awfully always talks about lessons. We learned lessons. I got sent a clip today of William Nylander talking about lessons. Bro, I do not care about your lessons. Yeah, you went to class, but whenever the exam comes, you cannot apply the knowledge. Therefore, you fail. Yes, that's as a team. I don't think it's wrong, though, to establish nice and early on this season, this team can be better. Their stars can be better. Everyone can be better. Now, there's a lack of familiarity going on. There's a few things about this roster I would change, but all those things stay the same. I will say this also applies to coaching, because from before the season began, I don't understand what they're doing. I loved the configuration of all 4 lines. You have Domi on the top line. You still have the McMahon, Tavares, Nylander line. You have this new look third line that I think was Dakota Joshua, Nicola Waugh, and Matthias Michelli, and then the 4th line was Lorentz, Lawton, and Yarncroke. Love that, 1 through 4. Then Scott Lawton goes down with injury. The Leafs have their 4th line center from last year in David Kampf. Use him! But no, he's down with the Marlies while the team's top prospect sits in the press box as a healthy scratch. I'm sorry, I'm gonna need someone to explain that one to me like I'm 5. But instead of doing that or anything else that's... Again, it's your 4th line center, man. Okay, we're gonna take Domi from first line right wing. What other contending good team is taking their top line right winger and making them 3rd line center? Right? Your 3rd line center was Nick Waugh, and now it's Max Domi. Those are not similar players. But you replaced Max Domi with Matthias Michelli, who you're like, well, that's a similar player. Robertson is with Domi, which is fine because we saw it last year, but the whole thing is they want to change their DNA, and instead of having this really big, imposing third line. They're going with a small third line that needs to be sheltered again, on the road, mind you. And then the fourth line was good and was productive until Steven Lorentz got injured. I hate what the Leafs are doing with their lineup. Do not like it. I don't think... I'm willing to give Michelli some more chances on the top line because every now and then you see flashes. I don't see it being a long-term thing. We finally were like, okay, let's stop making Domi play center. It's mean. And they immediately went back to it. Imagine if they had done this to Nylander ever. The line jumbling took Tavares completely out of the game in this one, and he was one of the few forwards I thought actually looked good. I really like Craig Berube. I hate what the Leafs are doing with their bench this year. Hate it bad. Only 2 games in. They have a 5-game homestand that they're about to start. That's great. That's good news. Hate what they're doing so far. Yuck. Gross. Questions. Who is more in danger of losing their spot? McMahon, Joshua, or Robertson? Okay, here's what I'm looking for. McMahon has, through 2 games, shown a little bit of evolution there. There's a little bit more physicality, a little bit more willingness to go to the net. Need to see more out of him. I don't know if that's a top 6 player consistently. Dakota Joshua, I'll admit, has been pretty disappointing. At 5-on-5, I don't know what's happening there. I'm waiting for him to be a factor defensively, offensively, physically, anything. Nick Robertson had 1 good play in this game, 1 good play. It was a good read, almost led to a goal, and that's the journey of Nick Robertson. He's willing to throw his weight around. I love him. He's a dog, but he tries so hard and it does nothing. I think Sammy Blais is going to get a real look here, man. I really do. Who is it that comes out? That's a great question. I mean, Blais seems like a very logical replacement for Steven Lorentz, but we have no idea how long he's going to be out or if he's going to miss any time at all. Apparently, he should make $1 billion because the team just falls apart without him. So what changes for next game? Yeah, I got an idea. Stop getting completely caved in on the long change in the second period. This was something that I pointed out, and it was so noticeable and so brutal against the Florida Panthers, and Detroit did that to perfection in this game. And now you're going to watch for it, and the Leafs better have a good second period against Detroit in a couple days. And since LFR is turning 19 this season, which is legal drinking age in Canada, what kind of alcohol would it drink? If we get many more nights like tonight, all of it. It's the beginning of the season. There's 80 games left. That's so many games. But that game was yucky caca. At the end of the season, even if you're one of the best players in the league, you can call yourself out for not having done enough. Even after the first game of the season, you can call out your entire team as their coach and call them out for their failures that night, but also over the past few years that you, the new head coach, had nothing to do with. It's all well and good for us to expect more out of the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's about time the Leafs expect more from themselves. Game 2 was bad. Game 3 can't be anything like what we saw. What do you think? Leave a comment in the comment box down below. For now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell your friends. We got a live show at the Rec Room in Toronto next weekend. Tickets in the description down below. I would love to see you there.